Hello students, my name is Shayan Mitra. I am the faculty member of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. Today I am going to taking the class of Fourier series for discrete time signal of signal system. So let's begin with our lecture, and as we know this is the lecture number 16 uh, and the subject code is EC303. Okay, so uh, let's begin with the lecture. Okay, so let's begin with our lecture. Sorry. Okay. Mm, so as we have discussed in the earlier three lectures, that what is a discrete, what is a Fourier series, how we can calculate Fourier series. So we have discussed all about linear combination of harmonically related general exponential form of continuous time signal. Right now we are going to discuss a linear combination of harmonically related complex exponential of discrete time periodic signal. So all the process that we are going to take, all the routes that we are going to take is very much similar to the previous ones. So uh, as according to a discrete time signal of x of n is periodic with period n if x of n is equal to x of n plus capital N. Now the value of the now this capital N has a very important role to play in case of discrete time Fourier series. One second. Discrete time Fourier series, in which we are going to discuss that, uh, which is very similar to the continuous time Fourier series, where any periodic signal can be expressed on the form as a form of a suffix k e to the power j k omega 0 t. Instead of using k and t, in place of t we will use a small n for the integer values. In place of k, the value of k basically in case of discrete time Fourier series will have a n successive integer values. Okay, so what is that means, we're going to discuss all these things that I have already what I have said through different examples. Okay, so let's begin. Now the fundamental period is the smallest positive integer n, for which equation 3.84, this equation holds, and omega 0 2 pi by n is the fundamental frequency. It is very you can easily assume that. Okay, for example, the complex exponential e to the power j 2 pi by n and multiplied by small n is periodic with period n. Furthermore, the set of all discrete time complex exponential signals that are periodic with periods capital N is given by e to the power j k omega 0 n, where k, the value of omega 0 will be replaced by 2 pi by n. Now all of these signals are fundamental frequencies that are multiples of 2 pi by n and thus are harmonically related. So harmonically related complex exponential form is the basis of the discrete time Fourier series. Okay, so from this we can easily assume that the basic criteria of discrete time Fourier series is a suffix k e to the power j k omega 0 n. Now from that, since the sequence psi suffix k of n are distinct only over a range of n successive values of k. Now n successive values of k, what does that mean? We are going to describe what does that mean. The summation of equation this need only include terms over this range. Thus the summation on k, as k varies over a range of n successive integers beginning with any value of k, we indicate this by expressing the limits of the summation as k is equal to n, that is this. So any kind of a discrete Fourier series will be represented in this form: a suffix k e to the power j k 2 pi by n multiplied by small n, k is equal to n. For example, k could take on values of 0, 1, n minus 1, or k is equal to 3, 4, n plus 2. In either case, by virtue in equation 3.86, exactly the same set of complex exponential sequence appears in the summation on the right hand side of equation 3.88. Equation 3.88 is referred to as the discrete time Fourier series and the coefficient of a suffix k as the Fourier series coefficients. Now let's determination of the Fourier series representation of a periodic signal. Now how do you do that? Now as you can see here that a suffix 0 is a suffix k, a suffix 1 is e to the power j 2 pi by k by n, a suffix n minus 1 will be a suffix k e to the power j 2 pi k into n minus 1 by capital N. Thus equation 3.89 represents a set of n linear equations for the n unknown coefficients a suffix k, as k ranges over a set of n successive integers. It can be shown that this set of equation is linearly independent and consequently can be solved to obtain the coefficients a suffix k in terms of the given value of a suffix n. In problem 3.32 we will go through that problem, so no need to discuss all those things. The basis for this result is the fact is this: the value of k is 0 unless the value of k is present only n successive ranges. This is what it means by n successive ranges. Through example we are going to describe all this, how it basically works. So now if we have to consider the differences between discrete time Fourier series and continuous time Fourier series, we will get this minute difference that in case of discrete time Fourier series, the value capital N will only exist at the values of k which range over n successive values. Okay, the value of k will be ranged over n successive values. Okay, so now from this equation it states that the sum over one period of the values of a periodic complex exponential is 0 unless that complex exponential is a constant. Now consider the Fourier series representation of equation multiplying both sides by e to the power minus j r 2 pi by n into small n, and summing over n terms we obtain this. So the same process will be carried forward and we will get the analysis equation. Okay, so in case of discrete Fourier series or in case of continuous time signal, or in case of a discrete time signal, we will provide it with the same synthesis equation and analysis equation. Okay, so in case of discrete Fourier series representation, the x suffix n or x of n, which is the synthesis equation, is easily written as summation of k is equal to n a suffix k into e to the power j k 2 pi by n into small n. This is the value. And in case if we have to determine the constant coefficient of the specific signal, what we will get, a suffix k is equal to 1 by n summation of x of n e to the power minus j k omega 0 n. Okay, and it could be written as omega 0 can be replaced by 2 pi by n. Okay, so let's go to the next slide, next page. Now what do we understand from this equation is this equation play the same role for a discrete time periodic signals, okay, and play for a continuous time periodic signals. The synthesis equation and the analysis equation, as we can know, this is the synthesis equation and this is the analysis equation. As in continuous time, the discrete time Fourier series coefficients a suffix k are often referred to as the spectral coefficients of x of n. These coefficients specify a decomposition of x of n into a sum of n harmonically related complex exponentials. Referring to equation 3.88 that we have already discussed, we see that if we take k in the range from 0 to n minus 1, we have this kind of values. Okay. So what we have considered more, that is, if we consider more than n sequential values of k, the values of a suffix k repeat periodically with period n. It is important that this fact be interpreted carefully. In particular, since there are only n distinct complex exponential that are periodic with period n, the discrete time Fourier series representation is a finite series with n terms. Therefore, if we fix the n consecutive values of k over which we define the Fourier series according to the equation, we will obtain a set of exactly n Fourier coefficient from equation 3.95, which is the synthesis equation here, the analysis equation. Okay, so what we get, on the other hand, at times it will be convenient to use different sets of n values of k, and consequently it is useful to regard as a sum over any arbitrary set of n successive values of k. For this reason, it is sometimes convenient to think of a suffix k as a sequence defined for all values of k, but where only n successive elements in the sequence will be used in the Fourier series representation. Furthermore, since psi suffix k of n repeat periodically with period n as we vary k, so must the a suffix k. This viewpoint is illustrated in the next example. So how it works, we are going to understand through specific examples, because through theory it is tough to cope with. So let's begin with a simple example. So now this first example, the example 3.10. so we have considered a specific equation, specific signal is a sinusoidal signal, and it is in a form, is in a discrete form. Okay, so sine omega 0 n, that is the specific form of this discrete time signal. It's a periodic signal. Okay, now it is easily understandable, the fundamental frequency of this specific signal is 2 pi by n. So now as we if we use our Euler's formula, we can rewrite the sine omega 0 n in the form of exponential form. Okay, in the form of exponentials. So sine omega 0 n can be written here as 1 second, yes, 1 by 2j e to the power j 2 pi by n into small n minus 1 by 2j e to the power minus j 2 pi by n small n. Okay, so what we have obtained, we obtain a1 is equal to 1 by 2j and a suffix minus 1 which is equal to minus 1 by 2j. So we just put the values. We have 1, the value of 1 is 1 by 2j, value of minus 1 is minus 1 by 2j. Now as we have considered, this example has been taken care by n is equal to 5. It means the values of k will only be present in the n successive ranges. So value of n is 5. So after every 5 integer value, the same specific signal or the phase, the magnitude response or the phase response, anything that we need to consider here will be repeat itself each and every time. Here what we have provided with the constant coefficient value, which is with the value of sine 2 pi by 5, because we have already know this sine omega 0, so omega 0 can be rewritten as 2 pi by n and the value of n is 5. So here we have a signal, a sinusoidal signal, which is sine 2 pi by 5 into small n. So this will be this can be graphically represented in a form where the value of 1 by 2j will be put on a is equal to 1. At a is equal to minus 1, the value of the magnitude will be minus 1 by 2j, and these two values will be repeated after each 5 intervals. Now if we just count here from this point, 1 2 3 4 5, at this point this specific function is again repeated. The same will be applicable for the negative constant coefficients. This is for positive constant coefficient and this is for negative constant coefficients. So it is easily understandable how a graphical representation will take place in case of a discrete time Fourier general complex exponential form. Now we will go through more and more examples. It will give you a clear picture how the magnitude response, the phase response and the frequency response, and we will go to the frequency response during Fourier transform. But the first we have to understand how a Fourier series representation pan out in case of a general complex exponential form. Okay, so now consider this case where we have a fundamental frequency of 2 pi by n, but 2 pi by n is written in a ratio of integers where omega 0 is equal to 2 pi m by n. So the whole omega 0 is written in a form of ratio of integers m by n. Now the same process will took place, that this could be written here e to the power j m 2 pi by n, 1 by 2j e to the power j and minus 1 by 2j e to the power minus j m 2 pi by n m. So this is the form of the signal, this specific signal, this is the form of the signal. The specific signal is written here. The sinusoidal signal can be written in the Euler's form. Okay, so now from this we can understand that by inspection we can understand that a suffix m is half 1 by 2j, a suffix minus m is minus half 1 by 2j. So and the remaining coefficients over one period of length are 0. The Fourier coefficients for this example with m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 5 are depicted in this figure. Okay, now we are going to discuss this figure. Again we have indicated that periodicity of the coefficients, for example n is equal to 5, is a2 which is equal to a minus 3. Now if you take a close look here, what is the a2? The value of a2, this is the a1, this is the a2 and this is the a3. one second, a2 for example for n is equal to 5, a2 is equal to a minus 3, which in our example is equals to minus 1 by 2j. Note however that over any period of length 5 there are only two non-zero Fourier coefficients, and therefore there are only two non-zero terms in the synthesis equation. So this is the form. Now when you put n is equal to 5, we get the value n is equal to 5, we have two values. This is at n is equal to minus 2. Okay, right. Okay, so what we have here, okay, at n is equal to 2 is this, at n is equal to minus 3 is this. Okay, this is the minus 1 by 2j, and at 3 the value is 1 by 2j, and after each 5 consecutive intervals the same specific representation of constant coefficient will repeat itself. Okay, so these are the graphical representation of sine 3 into 2 pi by 5 n, where the value of m is 3 and value of n is equal to 5. Now if we take a close look, yes, if we put k is equal to, one second, if we put the value k is equal to 0, we will get no values, and for m is equal to m by ratio of integer m by n, what we have here, the value of n. Now if we take m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 5, we have this specific result. Okay, so if you just multiply this 5 with 3, okay. Now let's go to the next important examples through which we will understand the whole spectrum of discrete Fourier series. Now the same signal combination we have taken in continuous time signal is been introduced here. 1 plus sine 2 pi by n into small n plus 3 cos 2 pi by n small n plus cos 4 pi by n small n plus pi by 2. Now just we will take a Euler's form of this specific signal, a linear combination of cosine sine function. 1 sine 2 pi by n can be rewritten as e to the power j 2 pi by n into small n minus e to the power minus j 2 pi by n small n. Okay, this sign can be written here in this form, 1 by 2j. So same process can be taken for cos 2 pi by n. This cos 2 pi by n can be rewritten as e to the power j 2 pi by n into small n plus e to the power minus j 2 pi by n into small n. Okay, and the cos 4 pi by n small n plus pi by 2 can also be written here as this half e to the power j 4 pi by n by pi by 2 plus e to the power minus j 4 pi by n plus pi by 2. Now we will take the same constant values in common, so we will get e to the power j 2 pi by n into small n into 3 pi by 2 plus 1 by 2j. So if we consider the analysis equation and synthesis equation, we can understand the value of a0 is 1, value of a1 is 3 pi by 2 plus 1 by 2j. It could be written as 3 pi by 2 minus half j. The same process will took place in case of e to the minus j 2 pi by n into n. We get the same constant coefficient for a minus 1. Same process we will get the constant coefficient for a suffix 2 and constant coefficient for a suffix minus 2. Okay, so this could be rewritten as a0 is equal to 1, a1 is equal to 3 pi by 2 minus half j, a suffix minus 1 can be written as 3 pi by 2 plus half j, a suffix 2 can be written as half j, and a suffix minus 2 can be written as minus half j. Now if you just put all those values in proper position, we have, now it has been written here with a suffix k is equal to 0 for other values of k in the interval of summation in the synthesis equation. Again the Fourier coefficients are periodic with period n. So for example, a suffix n is equal to 1, a suffix 3n minus 1 is equal to 3 pi by 2 plus half j, and a suffix 2 minus n is half j. In figure 3.15a, we have plotted the real and imaginary part of these coefficients for n is equal to 10, while the magnitude and phase of the coefficients are depicted in figure 3.15b. Now we are going to discuss the pictures. Note that in example 3.11, a suffix minus k is equal to a suffix star k for all values of k. In fact, this equally holds whenever x of n is real. The property is identical The property is identical to one we discussed in section 3.3 for continuous time periodic signals, and as in continuous time, one implication is that there are two alternative forms for this discrete time Fourier series of real periodic sequences. These forms are analogous to the continuous time Fourier series representation given in equation 3.31 and 3.32 and are examined in problem this. For our purpose, the exponential form of the Fourier series as given in these two equations is particularly convenient and we will use it exclusively. So, as according to n by 5, we will put the values. Now, a suffix 0 is 1, a suffix 1 is 3 pi by 2 minus half j, a suffix minus 1 is 3 pi by 2 plus half j. So, first in this picture, we put the real value of a constant coefficient. So, real values are 1, 3 pi by 2 for a suffix 1, 3 pi by 2 for a suffix minus 1, and for a suffix 2 and a suffix minus 2 there is no real value no real value existed. So, just put the real values here, we will get at value 0, at value 1, at value minus 1. All this value will repeat itself after each and every 10 intervals. Okay, this line will repeat itself after 10 intervals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This value will be repeated. The same way the whole function will repeat itself. All the constant coefficients that are existed in real domain will repeat itself after each and every 10 intervals. The same will be applicable for imaginary part. A suffix 1, a suffix minus 1, a suffix 2, a suffix minus 2. A suffix 1 we have minus half, and a suffix 2 we have plus half, a suffix minus 1 we have plus half, a suffix minus 2 we have minus half. The same will be repeated itself after each and every interval, 10 intervals. Okay, the same process through which we will understand we know root over a square plus b square. Using that we can understand the magnitude response of this specific signal, linear combination of cosine function. We can also determine the phase response, which is tan inverse b by a. Using that we can understand all magnitude response, phase response, and the constant coefficient of the specific linear combination of signal. Okay, and each and every point will be repeat itself after 10 intervals. Now if we take this as an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After every 10 intervals, that specific value, the magnitude response or the phase response will repeat itself. Okay, so this way we can calculate a specific signal, we can calculate the magnitude response or phase response of specific signal, which will help to understand the nature and the properties of that specific periodic signal. Okay, so using Fourier series representation we can analyze a specific signal, how many harmonically related components are there in the specific signal, what is the phase and magnitude response of that specific signal, what is the frequency response of that specific signal, will be understand using the Fourier transform. Okay, so as we have discussed here all the points, so we will discuss this specific example. After that we will conclude our okay, so here what we have here, in this example consider the discrete time periodic square wave shown in figure 3.16. this is the square wave. Okay, we can evaluate the Fourier series for this signal using the synthesis analysis equation, because x of n is equal to 1 for minus n this value. In between this value is considered. It is particularly convenient to choose the length n interval of the summation so that it includes the range this. In this case we can express a suffix k 1 by n, and small n should be minus n to n e to the power minus jk 2 pi by n small n. Okay, so just letting m is equal to n plus capital N, we observe that a suffix k 1 by n 0 to 2 n1 e to the power minus jk 2 pi by n into m minus n1. Okay, using that separation formula we can realize this value, through which we can realize this value e to the power jk 2 pi by n 1 minus e to the power minus j 2 pi k. Okay, using that we will get a suffix k is equal to 2n plus 1 by n. Okay, the coefficients of a suffix k for 2n plus 1 is equal to 5 as sketched for n is equal to 10, 20 and 14 figures. These are the figures. Same process through which we will understand a square wave for discrete Fourier transform, discrete Fourier signal, discrete Fourier transform and discrete Fourier series. Okay, so here we will conclude our lecture today. After in the next lecture we are going to describe all the properties of discrete Fourier transform and what is the reference of LTI system for Fourier series representation. Okay, by that we will end the Fourier series representation in the next lecture, and the next 5 lecture we are going to describe what is Fourier transform and how it works for frequency domain analysis and frequency domain duality. Okay, thank you.